Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. Yeah, Darcy, you're going to have to turn that camera off, brother. It looks bad.
Fuck.
Salute to our guy, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, we appreciate you guys. Welcome to the latest installment of the AFC West Roundup. I am one of your hosts, Graphk Raider. Our brother Ben said he will be late. He has some family stuff going on, but hopefully he will pull up here soon. We have some technical difficulties with Darcy's camera, but this is actually the perfect week.
This shit sucks.
This is
horrible.
It's actually perfect because
this is horrible.
I love it because all the shit you were talking in the group chat, and now I don't have to look at your face. So
God, I gotta figure this shit out, man. This is
great. Oh no, there he goes.
Does it work?
It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. We are here.
I genuinely don't know what the hell just happened. I just turned the camera back on.
Real quick, man. Salute to everybody watching on my channel and also salute to everybody listening on Darcy's channel. We appreciate you guys so much. Clean sweep in the AFC West this week as the Chiefs beat the hell out the Detroit Lions 30-17. My Raiders beat the lowly Tennessee Titans at home 20-10. Ben is dodging smoke right now. They got lucky. They beat the Jets out there. Where were they? They were in another country, right? Where were they?
Yeah, they were in London.
They were in London. They escaped like narrowly 13-11. And we'll go also over the Chargers game, which the Dolphins dolphined that up. I hate it because Darren Waller had a touchdown there, and they left too much time on the clock for Herbert and company to cook. So we'll go over that as well. But real quick, let's start here. Chiefs, big dub. Beat the Detroit Lions, a really good Detroit Lions football team. I know they were missing some of their DBs. They had a lot of backups out there. They had Rock Ya-Sin, they had Harper, two former Raider guys out there. But break that game down to us, Darcy. Big dub. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. And that ground game is rolling as well. Pacheco, Mahomes. Hey, man, I'm kind of pissed off right now because they're starting to look like they're putting it all together right now. How are you feeling?
Hey, Graphk, when there's times in people's lives where they might be a little bit down and, you try to be, that cheerful person. You try to help them out. And then once they, get back up on their feet, they get big time. They're like, fuck that guy. And so you guys had me at a very weak and vulnerable spot when the Chiefs started 0-2. I came on this stream before they played the Giants, and I said, please win. I said, please win, Chiefs. Guess what? They won, and this team is back. This offense is back. We're getting Rashee Rice back for the Raiders. He is going to do unholy things to your defense. But getting back to talking about the Chiefs' win over the Lions, they beat the Lions, the best team in the NFC, arguably the best team in the NFL, by 13 points, and they didn't play their best football. And I'm very confident when I say this. This Chiefs team this year at 3-3 is better than this team was last year when they went 15-2. I think they are. I think the offense is night and day better. The defense, for having a lot of new parts, a lot of new rookies, they're playing better than they were last year, or maybe just kept playing the same brand. But this offense is going from being like average to below average. Yeah. This offense is going to be top 5, arguably top 3. I mean, we might have legitimately one of the best offenses in the NFL once Rice is back and up in full speed.
Pacheco, 50 yards on the ground. Mahomes, 32. Mahomes was very, very efficient. 22 for 30, 257 in the air. I'm sorry, he had 3 touchdowns, but he also had 1 on the ground. So he had 4, but he had 0 turnovers. He was sacked 3 times. What's going on with that O-line out there right now, Darcy?
So the sacks, I actually think that the offensive line has been really good this year, and it's part of the reason that you've seen him have a resurgence, so to speak, and the level of play that Mahomes has shown. Like, he's more confident sitting back in the pocket. Last year, he was like a scared cat. He was trying to bail. He was trying to get out of that thing. Jalen Moore started at left tackle over Josh Simmons, who was out due to personal reasons. I'll tell you what. Not really a lot that I know behind the scenes. Something is weird about that. And we are trying to figure out in the Chiefs kingdom what's going on with Josh Simmons. I mean, he didn't tell the team really that he was leaving until that Sunday. Jalen Moore had a kid in the morning and went up against Aiden Hutchinson and neutralized the guy. So I actually think that this offensive line has been pretty good this year. And, the 3 sacks, one of them is like towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
And outside of those sacks, like if you just look at the box score, you're like, oh, damn, he got touched a lot. Wasn't really the case.
Well, let me ask you this. This is the talk of the town right now. 0 penalties. Okay. That's kind of unheard of in the NFL. A lot of people saying that the Chiefs have the refs back in their pocket again.
Oh, are you winding me up? Are you winding me up?
Hey, bro, I want to see what you say because this is the talk on Twitter, Instagram. I watched the whole game, right? And I think they called it both ways. There was a few things where I'm like, okay, they could have called that, but all in all, I think it wasn't like a thing where Detroit got bailed out or KC got bailed out in any situation. You know what I mean? I'm not looking at that. But once again, that clean an entire game. You didn't see anything out there? Nothing worth laundry being thrown out there?
Here's the thing. This week of 0 penalties is coming off of a week where they committed 13. 13. I didn't hear a single person talk about the Chiefs penalty issue last week in a negative way. And so it's like, I can understand how a coach like Andy Reid, after this team killed themselves with the penalties last week, was like, hey, we need to stop that. We're going to lose football games. Yeah. And it goes back. There's Lions fans bitching and moaning about the Kelsey incompletion. Challenge the catch. Challenge the catch. It was like Dan Campbell could have done what most coaches would have done and just challenge it, but they got up to the line and they got off a play. So if you're upset about that, challenge if it was a catch or not. And really quickly, since you got me going, I want to talk about the UTEP study, the study that came out about how the Chiefs are officiating. Yes. I have never in my life read a more, I guess, idiotic article in my life. They tried to make the correlation that the Chiefs' favoritism from the refs started in 2015. Graphk, why on God's green earth would the favoritism for the Chiefs start in from 2015 to 2023 is what the article stated. Mm-hmm. We didn't get into this whole official talk until last year when the Chiefs were winning all these one-score games. So according to this article, it was from 2015 to 2023. Why on God's green earth would the NFL pick a city in the middle of the country? Because it was a financial article. It was that when the NFL needs, or I guess when they're back up against the wall and they need their ratings.
I heard Roger Goodell likes barbecue, Darcy. That's what I heard.
Well, he would obviously pick a franchise in the middle of the country that hadn't won a Super Bowl in 50 years. Yeah, that is where we're going to give, the refs officiating. And also, I think it's so insane that because again, I graduated from KU with a journalism degree. I wanted to see the stats. I'm open. I want to hear what people are saying. If you've got analytics, I want to see them. I'm reading the article. There's no pie charts, no stats, no graphics. There's 2 different quotes from 2 different people at the same university. That is the biggest no-no in the journalism sphere. You can't, Graphk, this is the equivalent of a high school journalism student that has an assignment that's due, that goes and asks his buddy to be a source in this article so he gets a good grade. I'm guilty of it. I've done it myself. But guess what? I'm not publishing shit that's getting seen by millions of people. I was also in school. So I was doing that kind of stuff. This was, by every, I guess, definition of the word, not a hit piece, but just a piece to get people talking about this news station that no one has ever heard of.
I personally think that you're getting riled up for a reason. I think that all that stuff that came out in the article is true. It is Raider week.
Graphk, what did the article say?
I don't know. I didn't even know it existed until Wasted called me about an hour ago and said, hey, did you see this?
Can I say one more thing really quickly? Because I think this is the more important thing. And I've actually, in driving home today from work, I was trying to think of a politically correct way of labeling the people that believe in the said findings in the article.
Okay.
You're mentally silly. You're mentally challenged. Mentally silly might be my favorite term, because genuinely, if you're reading that article and you're coming away from it being like, there's nothing in the article. There's no, like, genuine. You can pull it up right now. There's no stats. Where are the numbers?
Do me a favor, because Wasted State was going to send it to me. Send it to me. I'm going to read it. I'm going to look over it, and I'll give you I'll give you my honest assessment of it. But until further notice, I believe every single word that they put out there.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. So
you are like most Raiders fans in this.
Zero penalties. I mean, there has to be some truth to this article. Salute the 2-4. No, Andy Reid told the refs no penalties. Bang, zoom. Salute the 2-4.
You think they'd listen to that fat fuck? No chance.
Salute to Penny Raider. Darcy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, look, let's do this. I definitely want to talk about that article at some point this week. We have a few more things going on. I definitely want to check that out. We were going to do a live on it, but I heard it about an hour ago. I didn't even know that the article even existed. So where is it? If you mind me asking.
It got traction on Twitter.
Okay, so it's one of those. And
it's from a news station in, I believe, it's either Texas or Arizona. I can't remember. I think it's in Texas.
Okay. Well,
so super close to the source,
I'll definitely check that out. But real quick, the thing that I really noticed was the defensive line. Like, they were all over the place, but they couldn't get to Goff. What's going on with that defensive line right now? And Chris Jones, is his age just kind of starting to catch up to him a little bit, Dar?
I actually think Chris Jones was the best defensive player on that D line in this game. He led the team in pressures. The issue is Charles Omenihu.
He had one QB hit. I know that. And he had one tackle in the entire game.
He had a sack. Charles Omenihu had a sack in this game.
I was talking about Chris.
Jones. Well, yeah. I was going to say the Chiefs sacked Jared Goff once. It was Charles Omenihu, and the only reason that he got to Jared Goff is because Jones blew that play up so bad that Goff just came right here and Omenihu just landed on him. So, like, his impact in this game, it's not going to show up, but I thought he played well. The issue is you've gotten nothing from, Charles Omenihu, who you brought back. Mike Dana has been injured. He's not playing. Yeah. He's not very good when he is healthy. George Karlaftis is a defensive end 2 at best. The pass rush isn't good. Now, I think that's one of our bigger issues on this team, but in a game where the secondary played as well as they did in the line, Leo Chenal might be one of the best linebackers in the NFL that nobody talks about. Like, that dude is a missile.
Yeah.
But, the pass rush is bad. I'll be the first to tell you.
Yeah, but you were also facing one of the better O-lines in football. The Detroit Lions have.
But they were playing with their third string left tackle, and they couldn't force any pressure. So,
once again, I mean, look, if you have all these other great guys, next to you, man, you're gonna play above your pay grade sometimes. So they ran the football effectively, even though Gibbs couldn't really get it rolling too much. What do they have on the ground? They didn't even have 100 on the ground, right? I know Gibbs had. We
outrushed them. Outrushed them.
Yeah, you guys had 112 on the ground. They had 98. Gibbs had 65 yards. He averaged 3.8 a clip, so you definitely kept him under wraps. It felt like Gibbs got off way more than that for some reason. I know he had a long of 15, but it felt like I seen more plays from him. But David Montgomery, 4 carries for 24 yards. The your defense held him in check in the ground game. Once again, they had 200 yards in the air. J-Mo, 6 receptions for 66 yards. He had a touchdown. But other than that, Sam Laporta, 55. St. Brown had a nasty drop. Do you remember that, Darsh?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, is this where they're going? It was early on, I believe, in the game. And I'm like, oh my God, that they're definitely trying to set themselves back. But one thing I liked about both teams was Andy Reid and Dan Campbell were both very aggressive on 4th down. Like, they were like, we're not leaving the field. We're going to keep our offenses out here. And I think that, just the better offense. And mind you, I think that there's way more talent on the Detroit offensive side of the football. But without Ben Johnson, that thing does definitely look a lot different. I think Andy Reid outcoached Dan Campbell. And I think that Patrick Mahomes is like entering his final form, which is absolutely spooky and scary right now. He looked really good. And you're going to be facing, even if the D-line is not getting any pressure right now, you're facing one of the worst O-lines in football this week, Darcy. So George Karlaftis can look like fucking Lawrence Taylor this week against Stone Forsythe at left tackle. So I'm just putting that out there. Like, they can figure it out this week at KC. But give me some more thoughts on this game.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there.
No, you're good.
I'm very impressed with the Chiefs' offense. I think, after the Ravens game, it was cool, but I wanted to see them do it consistently. This is 3 straight weeks of putting up more than 25 points. They put up 37 against the Ravens, 28 against the Jags, and then 30 against the Lions. I feel like this offense has figured out a lot of the issues from last year. You've had, Tyquan Thornton emerge as a weapon that, New England couldn't unlock. And, really the mindset, I think, in this front office was to survive until Rashee Rice came back.
Yeah.
He's returning. And you went 3-3. You survived the storm. The defense, outside of one weird outlier game in Brazil where they took a 3-hour bus ride to the game, they've been very good this season. Yeah. So I feel like, you saw the defense bounce back after that Jacksonville game where really they only had, that final drive was rough, but, they bounced back in a big way. The Chiefs offense continues to figure things out. And I think that, the creativity from Andy Reid is starting to come back. And I think that that's partly because not only is there more of an urge to be aggressive, but also he's got more, personnel back that he didn't have last year. Did you know that this week against the Raiders is going to be the first time that Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and Rashee Rice have been on the field at the same time?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the thing is, it's scary because Patrick Mahomes is literally just throwing the football all over the place. I mean, Kelsey led you guys in receiving yards with 78 on 6 catches. Juju, we will talk about that in a minute as well, the end of the game with him and Brian Branch, but 57 yards. I mean, that's a lot for Juju at this point in his career. I mean, Hollywood Brown, 4 for 45. You got a little bit out of your backup tight end, Noah Gray, 25 yards. But it's spooky because the only thing that this offense is missing is a number 1 wide receiver. And, the ground game, regardless, if you have to include Patrick Mahomes on the ground, but they're starting to become one of the better ground games in football. Darcy, honestly, when you add Patrick Mahomes' numbers on the ground as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's been the best rushing quarterback in football. He's got the most all-purpose yards out of any quarterback.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco is going to make some other team moderately happy next year. I don't think that he's got it anymore. He's been running the ball better in the last couple weeks. They still need to trade for someone, whether it's a Breece Hall or an Alvin Kamara or even someone lesser known like Jalen Wright in Miami. Like they have to figure out some way to get some juice, or they just need to give the ball more to Brashard Smith. And they've been very hesitant to do that. But I'll tell you what, Brashard Smith, he leads this team in yards after the catch, and he has a very small sample size.
I mean, why are they doing that? I'm just trying to figure out. And Pacheco's on the last year of his deal, correct?
Yeah. Andy Reid's just weird with rookies. He's so weird.
That's crazy. But, I mean, these last few weeks you guys have been putting it together. You guys are now a top 10 offense in total offense. You're number 8 right now. That passing offense, number 8 right now, 241 a game. But like I said, that rushing offense is surprising to me. I'm looking at these numbers and I'm like, they're a middle of the pack rushing team. And it's all starting with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Pacheco's not out there as it doesn't look like a number 1 running back.
He doesn't look like a number 2.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough for him. But for you guys to be at 14, averaging 118.7 a clip, and to still have 7 touchdowns on the ground up to this point, I mean, bro, all you can really ask for, if you have Patrick Mahomes and you're getting Rashee Rice back, for you to have a middle of the pack 14, that number 14, bro, this offense is starting to really gel. I think that they'll take a step back in the rushing offense, though, with Rashee Rice. I think they're going to start throwing the football a lot more, which luckily us Raider fans, we get a chance to see you guys live and live in color with Rice in his first action this season, which is terrible. I'm hoping that there's some rust. There's some rust.
There won't be. There won't be. Did you see him in the preseason?
I'm hoping the rice is overcooked. I did see him in preseason. And it's kind of scary because right now our cornerback
back shoulder fades and shit. I mean,
and our cornerback room is spooky right now. Salute to my guy Jay. Fellas, hope you have a great week. Graphk, safe travels. And Darcy, we cool until Sunday. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. OLV for life. Salute to my guy Demon King, one of the mob fathers in the building. Salute to my guy Sholo Man as well. Darcy, the Bolts bus ride was 2.5 hours in Brazil.
I know that their team hotel was significantly closer than the Chiefs. Also, I'm a bit, and I've even said this about the Broncos. I think you guys haven't played international, but you can contest this. International games, you kind of have to take with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
But that's not excusing it. They played like shit in the first week in every aspect. But
I want to get to that game right now. Any final thoughts on this KC game? I mean, once again, you faced a really good Detroit Lions team. They're a little beat up on the defensive side of the ball. When the hell is
who's
Detroit?
not?
Yeah, honestly. And Detroit seems like they're always beat up on the defensive side of the football anyway. Last year, they were bringing guys off the street. It was really, really bad for Detroit. But, I mean, any final thoughts on this situation? Because, once again, you guys do like you're moving in the right direction on both sides of the football.
I'll just say this. I think that was the statement game that they needed. Beating the Ravens, beating the piss out of the Ravens, that was cool. But, they're 1-5 right now. So I feel like this was the win you needed. Now everybody's back in on the Chiefs. I was kind of back in after that, Ravens game because I thought, okay, the Chiefs offense over the past 2 years hasn't been able to take care of even bad defenses. So once we saw that happen, I was like, okay, like we've got something here. But now people are starting to come around to this team actually being, better than their record shows. And I think that was the win they needed.
Salute to the chat. As always, get those likes up and also hit that subscribe button on both channels if you guys can. We appreciate you guys so much for being here. You know what? We'll start we'll go to the Chargers game real quick because I don't know if Ben may still pop up. There were some things that happened, you guys, last minute. Ben is still trying to make it, but family always comes first. So hopefully Ben pulls up. We'll try to save the Broncos game for last just in case bro pulls up.
He doesn't want to come. He knows what I'm going to say.
Yeah, he definitely knows what's up. Brief real quick. Chargers, Dolphins. Chargers improved to 4-2. They went out there on the road in Miami. It's tough always to travel that far west, travel out that far east from, California. But interesting game because the Dolphins, man, they had this thing pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. Tua was nasty, though. That defense for the Chargers is still phenomenal. Tua had 3 picks. He only had 1 touchdown. He threw for over 200 yards. But the ground game was the difference for Miami. I mean, a chain, crazy. He had a long of like 50, like 16 carries, 128. He averaged 8 a clip. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground. They had 137 on the ground collectively. But once again, man, the Chargers without their number 1 and their number 2 running backs, and they're looking right now. The trade deadline is right around the corner. All rumors are that they're looking for a running back and they're potentially looking for an edge rusher to come in and take over for Khalil Mack up to this point. But man, Vidal, 18 carries. They're back up, 124 yards on the ground. And then Haskins, 6 carries for 14 yards, but they had 140 on the ground. And the Chargers found a way to get it done. McConkey, big catch at the end of the game. I know you were as pissed as me, Dart. You had to have been pissed when they gave up that big play. We already knew, we're like, this is already too much time. But when they gave up that big play, McConkey ran out of bounds. It was like, we already know what the hell's about to happen here, right?
Yeah. It happened. It happened.
Yeah, it definitely happened. 7 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown for Ladd McConkey. And then the young kid, Syracuse, Arondé Gatson, 7 carries, 68 yards as well. But, man, once again, they found a way to win this ball game. Dicker, the kicker, comes in, seals the victory with the field goal as time expired. Any thoughts on this game? I mean, once again, the Chargers are beat up. They're missing their starting right tackle, their starting left tackle. Defensively, they're missing some players, Khalil Mack. They're just trying to stay afloat right now and trying to get healthy. Anything right here with the Chargers in this Dolphins game? 29-27, Chargers win.
I mean, I view the Chargers very similar to what I view the Broncos as. I feel like they're 2 teams that have gotten off to good starts. The Chargers got off to a great start. They started off 3-0 in the division, but is anybody looking at that Chargers team with all the injuries they have and, still that ability to charge your football games away? Is anyone looking at them like, oh, shoot, here we go again? No. Like, I think that this loss to Miami only further shows that, yeah, you survived against a really bad football team, but, you also lost to the Giants. And I think with all those injuries that they have, the Chargers are never going to get healthier as the year goes on. It's
No.
only going to get worse.
Yes.
And
agreed.
so I think if you're having these struggles now and you're 4-2, got to play the Chiefs again, got to play the Broncos, got to play some other teams. They got to play the Eagles. And the Eagles are their own shit show. But I think the Chargers are going to have a little bit of a slide.
Okay. I agree with you. And I think that you may have a team in the Chargers that are probably battle it out for Breece Hall. I think that they're looking at him with the Jets. That's a fire sale on the way, the trade deal. They're 0-6 right now. They're struggling. Fields look disgusting against that Broncos defense. I definitely believe that Breece Hall, and I think he put up a post on Instagram or something like free 20. It sounds like he's trying to get the hell out of Dodge. So the Chiefs can use a running back. I don't know if they're going to make that kind of move. I think that they're going to be cool. They could, but I think that with Rice coming back, I think that that's kind of like the big piece that you guys are missing offensively. I think the Chargers may be in on the Breece Hall sweepstakes. And there may be some other guys that may be, looking to play elsewhere as well. But the Chargers, they don't really scare me right now. The defense still is playing really well right now. 3 picks. And I love that Sholo man brought this up because they just made a move to bring him in, but I think they can probably still maybe potentially use some more edge help. They did make a move trading for the Baltimore pass rusher, and he had a sack. Sholo, he had a sack against Miami in his his debut with the Chargers. So maybe they hold tight there. I could still see them adding another defensive lineman, but we shall see. But big W, they found a way to get it done. Harbaugh and company, it is what it is. And I hated it because I'm thinking in my head, right, the closer we get to the Raiders game, the later games, you guys had, I'm thinking Denver may lose, Chargers may lose. Like, we may both have an opportunity here to really get some ground on the AFC West. Mm-hmm. They both find ways to last second win these ball games, and I absolutely hated it, man. Let's get to the Raider game. I know, and I've talked about this ad nauseum on my channel, that we played a really bad Tennessee Titans team. I mean, you see what happened. Their head coach was fired right after the game. But that defense, Darcy, regardless of you playing one of the worst offenses in football, Cam Ward, the #1 pick, they couldn't get anything wrong. This defense looked really, really good. I mean, we got to – how many times did we get to I think we got to him 6 times. We got to Cam Ward 6 times.
They're killing that, man.
Oh, my God. Devin White had a game, dog. 9 total tackles, 5 solo. He had a sack. He had a pick. That the sack fumble at the goal line where Tyree, recovered it, and then boom, Ashton Genty runs in for a touchdown. I believe that was the Ashton Genty touchdown. But what did you think of this game? Because the defense was just all over the place. Devin White with a sack, Max Crosby with 2, Jonah Lalu with 1. He has now 4 on the season. You got Lecky Fotu, the defensive tackle that's known to play in the run. He's not a guy that is known to being a pass rusher, but we blitzed a lot. We gave some different looks against this, this offensive line with Tennessee, and we kept Cam Ward rattled all game long. Any thoughts on the Raiders-Titans game? Once again, Geno did struggle in the air. He had 174, but it was crystal clear that Chip Kelly was trying to protect him from himself. He had 1 nasty pick, and it was just a gimme. He just stared down his receiver, and boom, he could have just threw the ball away and lived to see another down. But 17 for 23, he was efficient. He had 1 touchdown in the air to Michael Mayer. Brock Bowers was out of the game, so it's good to see our former second-round guy out of Notre Dame have a really good game. 5 receptions for 50 yards. He had a touchdown, was targeted 7 times. But Genty, 23 carries, 75 yards. You want to see him with more, but the O-line is struggling up front. You know what I mean? Genty either had, it's like you have a big gain or you're just stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. But Geno sacked twice. That defensive line in Tennessee is ferocious. Jeffrey Simmons is different, bro. He's probably the best defensive tackle in football right now, at least at the 3 technique. He is phenomenal right now. But any thoughts on this game?
The Raiders are a boat that have a bunch of holes in it, and they take a lot of water. And this win was like putting a roll of duct tape to fill one of those holes. You did win the game. You don't get to pick your schedule. Yeah. The Titans are worse than you guys, and that's saying a lot. They are probably going to be picking top 3, and it's probably not going to be 3. So I think Titans are a bad football team. You guys are a better bad football team, and you're at home. You beat the Titans. I think, and I've been listening to the Wasted shows. I've been listening to the Graphk shows. This is one of those games you needed to win. Like, if you didn't win that, like, you might as well burn the stadium to the ground. Just, give up football, sell the franchise. I mean, make it into a WNBA team at that point.
Oh, you lose to the Titans, it's a fire sale. Like, everybody outside of Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, and I'm saying this, I love Max, but at that point, you're thinking, get him out of here and let him go win somewhere else. If you lose to the Titans at home, that is a tough situation. But once again, you play who's in front of you, right?
Yes.
And it wasn't a convincing win, but again, it wasn't a close game by any means. I mean, at one point we were up by 17 points, you know what I mean? And at the end of the game, it got a little too close for my comfort. I don't like that. They got very, very, you put Raheem Mostert out there at the end of the game, the whole drive, when you have Ashton Genty. Like, why are you putting a 33-year-old running back out there to try and run this clock down to keep Tennessee's offense off the football field when you have a guy in Ashton Genty that you drafted at 6? That was so puzzling. I'm like, what is Chip Kelly doing right now? I just didn't get it. But we found a way. I mean, it happens, right? And those kind of wins, regardless of how it happened, those are things that you can build on. We needed that, especially coming into Kansas City, where we've been pretty bad in recent memory. And right now, it's crystal clear who's playing better football right now. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. But we know this, Darcy. We do know this, little bro. Division games are tough. They're tough.
They are.
And, Max is a competitor. Mahomes is a competitor. They love playing against each other. Mahomes has already said that that's the best edge rusher that he's ever faced in his career. And don't think for once that Max is not going to go out there and be prepared, and that the rest of those guys in that defensive line are going to be trained. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be ready to go. Now, the thing that scares me is, your secondary is phenomenal. Like, they've been playing lights out. I don't know if Gino can throw the football on this defense. I think they're going to stack the box and they're going to test Genty. They're going to say, hey, win the game on the ground. Or they're going to say, they're going to stack the box and say, look, test Gino. Test Gino. Like, go ahead. 10 picks. 10 picks right now. He leads the league by a stretch. Like, I don't even think it's close. I think the next guy's like 7, I believe, somewhere along.
We always knew he was going to be a leader in something. He's leading the league in something.
Yeah, but I do believe in Spags blitzes his ass off. And our O-line has just been very, very tough to watch week in and week out. It's just been really rough. Outside of that Chicago performance, I'm like, oh, man, this O-line is starting to get better. And then, boom, they come back down to reality last week in Indianapolis, and then they look like dog shit again this week. So, but I mean, look, a win is a win. You take it. We're 2-4. That Chicago game is still haunting me. It's still haunting me. The blocked field goal. We should have won that. We would have been. Where were you?
Locked.
Yes. Fuck you too. We could have both been 3-3 going into Raider Chiefs week. That would have been fun. But let's get to that. We'll talk about the Broncos game here in a second. Let's get our preview in real quick here. Raiders heading out to Kansas City. You guys coming off of a big win against a really good Detroit Lions team. Us coming off of a win against a lowly Tennessee Titans team. We got the bye week right after that, and we need that desperately right now. We are hurting. Brock Bowers' knee injury. Our best offensive player is not even playing right now. And they tried to play him, Darcy, through it, which was chaotic and crazy and made absolutely no sense. Like, protect Brock from himself. He said that he refused to not know, bro. Like, Pete and company, you got to tell this kid you have a long career on the way, like in front of you. Like, there's no reason to go out there and potentially derail your career with the knee injury, a PCL injury and a bone bruise, I believe.
When he's not playing well right now. So why are you having him out there just running cardio? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Pretty much a decoy at this point. But, the tight end position was non-existent because Michael Mayer was out for a few weeks with the concussion. And we got an old guy in Ian Thomas, who's our third tight end. And he's the only option that we have out there outside of a UDFA and Carter Runyon and some other guys. But what do you feel about this game? Because once again, both coming off, wins. And honestly, I'm a realist. I don't lie about how I feel about this football team. We are playing really, really bad football. It was great to get a win. I feel like I'm going to be happy for at least 7 days. But going into Kansas City, this is a tough place to play, especially when you got back-to-back home games, right?
Yeah.
Back-to-back home games. Coming off a big win like that, all the momentum is in your guys' favor. I think that what is the Is the line at 11.5 right now?
I think it's 12.5.
Shit.
Yep. Yeah.
Holy shit, man. I mean,
it's not good. You know what? You don't even got to look at it. You don't got to, what does your heart tell you? Your heart is probably better to look at it.
My heart tells me Indianapolis 2.0. That's what my heart tells me. But
I think your heart might be right.
But my Raider mind is telling me,
that's where you mess up.
There's still a chance.
Don't let that polluted thinking overtake you.
Okay.
It's going to lead you to a bad place.
So what if I say this?
Okay,
this is, and I put it on Twitter, and I think you've probably seen it. This is the only way that we beat you guys. And it's a stretch. This is a stretch. This is a lot to ask of from this team. 0 turnovers from Geno Smith. Do not give Patrick Mahomes any extra chances to go out there and score, because he will make you pay for it, okay? You have to have Ashton Jeanty very, very effective in this game. You have to run him 30 times, try to keep Mahomes in that offense off the football field. Every team has struggled. I mean, let me say this. The secondary has gotten better and better and better and better up to this point. And they're one of the better secondaries in football right now. I think you're 21st, 22nd against the run right now, somewhere along those lines. So you're not the best team in football playing against the run. Like, that's where we have to find that kind of like that chink in the armor. And I think that if Jeanty can get rolling and that offensive line can block from him for him up front, that's the only way we're going to find a way to beat this football team. We have to limit the turnovers, and that's a lot. It's asking a lot from Geno Smith, because he loves to give away the football to opposing defenses. He's just like, you take one. Don't know this guy. Never heard of him. You take one. Like, that's just who Geno Smith. He's a very giving guy. You know what? Geno Smith is a good dude. He's a very generous guy. Like, he's probably going to have a lot of these DBs very rich in contract years. You know what I mean? So respect to Geno Smith on that aspect of things, but have to run the football. If you can run the football, run, and keep Mahomes and company off the field, we have a small chance to escape and win this football game. And I do believe, once again, it's a divisional game. These teams tend to play each other pretty close. If we can keep it close and find a way to run the football effectively, I think that we can potentially narrowly escape Arrowhead with a victory. What do you think about that?
You don't even believe that shit, Graphk. I know you. I know you. Not a single part of you believes that. And you're saying that for your fans. You're saying that so the Raider Nation doesn't click off this stream right now. I'll tell you what. This is a great picture. This is the only way for the Raiders to win this game. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense has to turn the ball over, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Harrison Butker has to miss at least 1 kick, and Genty's going to have to go for $150. All of those things, and Geno Smith is going to have to play perfect football. That's just like the cherry on top, and that's almost like the one that's going to make you crumble, because I don't think Geno can do that. I think Jeanty I don't even really think that could happen. I don't even think it's against Jeanty. I just don't think Geno is so bad that he is not going to be able to set up the RPO, because they're just going to stack the box and say, yeah, we'll let this fucking shitbag throw on us. He's not going to be able to do anything. Like, we are going to probably load up against him, and they're going to blitz the hell out of him, or at least find some way to get pressure. And, if you don't think he's good now, think what he's going to be like with 5 guys coming at him. Pause if necessary. Like,
well, and the thing is, you can't do this predictable play action against this defense. Like, you got to be able to sell it. If you're going to throw the football, you have to be able to sell the play action. I think that most defenses that we faced up to this point, they kind of just know what's happening. I think that Chip has tried to dumb down his offense a little bit in order for Geno Smith to not go out there and turn the football over a million times a game. And I don't know what Geno Smith's record is against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm assuming it's not that great. He played for the Seattle Seahawks. They didn't have a ton of success up there with Geno. He had 1 playoff appearance. He had 2 Pro Bowls. But let me ask you this: You're the Chiefs. If I'm the Raiders, what am I attacking right now? Like if we want to win this football game, what do we need to attack? in order to beat this football team. Honest assessment.
Yeah.
Like who do we look at? Is there a linebacker on your squad that you're thinking get Michael Mayer in the middle of the football field and expose him? Or is there a corner that you have that's like attack him? Because we have one. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. He can attack anybody he wants. But if you look at Caillou Blue Kelly on the boundary, Patrick Mahomes is probably going to pick on him all day long. But he's so good, he'll pick on Eric Stokes and everybody. He doesn't really matter. But Caillou Blue is a guy that every quarterback up to this point is completely picked on. Daniel Jones. Yeah. I mean, Cam Ward did it. He's just Pete, for some reason, will not get him off the football field and start our rookie, our third-round guy, Porter. It makes no sense to me. But let me know if you're someone that's giving me the scoop, like, hey, man, this is what you guys need to do. What do we need to do?
I think you run the ball straight at Derek Nottie. Derek Nottie is the worst defensive tackle in football, according to PFF. 122 out of 122. If you're going to have any success, you run straight down that guy, if you can. Yeah. But I think the issue is that the Chiefs will be able to adjust, because I think that if you even had a quarterback that didn't turn the football over, this is a way more challenging game, because you just can't give the Chiefs extra possession. And really quickly, I do want to address a couple comments. Dan says this is a trap game. I actually couldn't disagree more. I think it would be a trap game if the Chiefs were 5-0 right now, or 6-0. They're 3-3. The trap games have already gotten out of the way. This is not a trap game whatsoever. And Leon says, put AOC in, F it. My brother in Christ, Andy Reid could trot out Gardner Minshew and we would roll your ass with him, picking his nose on the sideline and all that shit.
I have to disagree here. Without Mahomes, you're not winning that football game.
Graphk,
not happening.
I'm telling you right now,
not happening.
The Chiefs would win this game.
Hey, did Aiden O'Connell beat you on Christmas Day a year or so?
Where is Aiden O'Connell right now?
He's on IR. He's on IR.
He played us last year. Wait. Yeah, he did play last year at Arrowhead.
He it's his wrist. He has a wrist injury. So he's on the IR. It looks like he's nearing a return, but regardless, I don't think that he's ever going to play a snap for us again.
Well, and here's why I'm saying this. I think Geno is better than Gardner Minshew. I'm not going to be asinine with that, but I trust Andy Reid over anybody you have on your coaching staff. We've won games with Chad Henne, Matt Moore. Obviously, Gardner Minshew is a little bit rougher around the edges, but with the right scheme around him, I'm not saying he's going to go out there and throw the ball 40 times, but I think Andy Reid is good enough as a coach. And quite frankly, you guys are bad enough that Gardner Minshew could, lead this team to a 2017 win or
You're really disrespectful, man.
Oh, of course.
You're mentioning Gardner Minshew beating that is disgusting.
Hey, he beat you guys a lot last year.
There's no fight here.
What happened?
No fight here. But look, man, once again, and I'm going to say this, I have to disagree with Dan as well, because I don't think that any division games are trap games ever. Honestly, because you face them twice a year, you're looking at them way more in depth than any other football team on your schedule. I don't believe that there's ever a trap game within your division. Now, the Giants game could have been a trap game for sure. They were playing really bad. You're really lucky that Russ was out there a ton. Because I think that that new energy they got out there, man. You never know what Jackson Dart could have did against you guys.
You got to think the rookie quarterback against Spags.
Yeah, that's tough. But back to Aiden O'Connell. Let's not act like he didn't beat you guys on that Nickelodeon slime Christmas Day, baby. Let's not act as though.
True. But what went wrong in that game? That's what
he beat you throwing for 64 yards.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's crazy, bro. That's insane. There was a lot that happened, right? It was a pick six from Jack Jones. I believe we had a thick six as well. There was a lot that went into that game. So, but yeah, man, this is going to be a tough assignment for the Raiders. But once again, I think you're a little overly confident because you guys won a few games back to back. I understand you're facing a bad football team right now. I'm not here to act as though that my Raiders are world beaters, because we are not. But again, it's a division game, Darcy. And I'm going to ask you this. If we find a way to win this game, are you showing up next week?
Oh, of course. I'm not Ben. I'll be here. I
Hawk.
will be here. Of course I'll be here. Listen, my team got their asses kicked in the Super Bowl, and I was ready to go. In fact, I still have to face the music about that. But yeah, I'll be here.
That's the only card that we can play right now. I was going to say that too. Like I told the chat earlier, I said, if we lose, next week, the AFC West show, I'm just going to bring up the Super Bowl again. That's all I got. So, Christmas Day and the Philadelphia just blowing you guys out. But let me ask you this honest assessment. Final prediction score wise.
I haven't thought about a final score, but I have thought about a margin of victory. I'll say this.
You ain't shit, bro.
I'll say this. I know you poo-pooed the idea. I know you don't believe in it. I think Rashee Rice is going to do unholy things to your football team. I think Andy Reid is getting this new shiny toy back into the offense. I think they want to remind people of what this offense looks like. I think you guys just happen to be, the poor, weak little kid that the school bully wants to beat up on. I think you guys are that weak, small kid. And I think, the line's at what, 12.5? I'm not sure if I'm that aggressive. Well, I could be that aggressive. I think the Chiefs will win by 10 points, and I'm fairly confident in that.
Okay. If I had to be a betting man, I'm probably somewhere along those lines of like 30-21 Chiefs. Once again, it's going to be rough.
20's your best chance is keeping Kansas City below 25. I don't think you guys are putting up 20.
I believe we could. This is a divisional game, man. And I think that everybody's going to be up, eyes wide open for this football game. I think that they realize that if you lose this football game heading into the bye week and you're 2-5, essentially your season is pretty much over. Now, if you beat the Chiefs in Kansas City miraculously, you have a whole new season in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're 3-4, you're going into the bye week, you can get healthy. You can have Brock potentially coming back for that Jacksonville game at Allegiant Stadium. That can change things. I think that Pete and company are selling this behind the scenes. This is the biggest game of the season. If you can find a way to win this game, we are right back in this thing. Because who does Denver have next week? Do you know?
It's some other cupcake game. I know it's not.
I think they're kind of like at that soft spot of their schedule, right? We have you guys. Let me see. Denver has the Giants. The Giants.
Not impossible.
No, in Denver, and they've been fighting, man. That look, if they were that close against that bad Jets team, their defense has been terrible all year long, and their offense has been even worse. So I don't know, man. If that same Denver team shows up against the Giants, even though they're at home, they can lose. Now, mind you, they'd be 4-3, right? Now you go down the line. Where are the Chargers at? Are they on the bye week? Or are they? I think they're on the bye week. Oh no, they have the Colts. No, they have the Colts in LA.
Oh man,
the Colts are going to beat the shit down their legs. So they're what are they? They'll be 4-3, right?
They're 5-1 right now.
Yeah,
or the Colts are.
Colts.
Yeah. They've lost one game.
They're the best team in the conference. Yeah, so
Daniel Jones, man.
So what I'm saying is this: whoever wins this game, if these two teams find a way to lose their respective games, one of us is going to be one game back of first place. One of us, you know what I mean? Like, so in this, what's going on? What's going on with the AFC? I know Lamar's hurt. I know Burrow's hurt. Do you think maybe that's just the reason why the AFC is so bad right now? Like all the best football is coming out of the NFC. Like,
but even look at the NFC is not that great either. If you look at the NFC too,
but at least teams are fighting. Like Atlanta's a fun team to watch. Tampa Bay's a fun team to watch, regardless of how bad Carolina has looked. What are they? Are they 3-2?
They're 3-3.
3-3. Like so, like there's some good football being played. Before Arizona lost Kyler Murray and their two running backs and Benson and Connor, they were a fun team to watch too. The Niners they're losing people left and right, but they've been winning football games. The AFC has been tough to watch this year, man. It has been. But once again, this game is critical to you guys, right? You need it as well. Don't get it confused.
Oh, we absolutely do.
But I think that Pete and company are selling this behind the scenes as this is more of a must-win game than the Chargers, the Commanders, these other losses, the Bears in heartbreaking fashion. This one means something because now you can go on a 2-game winning streak, go into your bye week, get healthy, and now you have a mean stretch of football. You got Jacksonville, Denver, and a couple other tough teams on the menu. So, look, man, This could be interesting. But once again, as a betting man and me taking my heart out of this, I do have the Chiefs winning by 2 scores. I'm not going to lie here and act as though I think this football team can go out there and win. But once again, I've seen weirder things happen. I've seen the Raiders be 0-10 and beat you guys. I remember in 2014, we were 0-10 and we went out there and beat you guys. I remember Latavius Murray had like an 80-yard return. I remember the big Khalil Mack and who was it? I forget. Was it Danico Autry sack? And Justin Tuck had to get him back to the line of scrimmage. Like, I remember these. Like, this could happen. It happens every year, Darcy.
It does.
It happens every year. So once again, but if this team that has been playing the way they've been playing shows up again, they might as well just hand this to you, because you guys are going this way and we're going this way. Now, last week kind of gave us a little bit more life, but we're still like, it was with CO Moore. Like, there you go. It was CO Moore. My apologies. For some reason, I thought it was Danico Autry, but it was CO Moore. Did you put up
20 points against the Titans?
20, yeah.
My brother in Christ. I mean, if you're putting up 20 against...
Well, we have one of the worst red zone offenses in football right now. I think we're 31st in red zone efficiency. So we've been struggling to score in the red zone. That's another reason why we've had opportunities. We just can't score. So, and it's been bad. It's been ugly. I think
my guy, the beat of Kansas City with a haymaker. What is more realistic? The Chiefs win by 2 scores or Geno doesn't turn over the football?
Oh, that's easy. It's the realistic is the Chiefs winning by 2 scores.
Yeah.
Geno only has one game this season where he didn't throw a pick, and we lost by like 90 points. And a lot of that yardage came in garbage time. I believe it was the Washington game. I believe he's thrown he threw 1 against New England, 3 against the Chargers. We can keep, I think, 2 or 3.
He went perfect against the Commanders. He didn't throw any.
None. And then he goes and faces the Bears, throws them 3. It's like the Colts last week. Oh my God, dude! Like, there's another 2, and then this last week another give me. So it's just been bad, man. But if I'm a betting man, the beat of Kansas City, what's more realistic is the Chiefs winning by 2 scores, and that once again, that's why they have they have it at 12.5 right now, which is absolutely disgusting. Salute to my guy Raider D510. I think the opposite. I think he's going to be cooked rice, locked in a bento box by Stokes. Talk. Just please don't expose Darnay. I somehow, some way have a Job Holmes. Yeah, man, Darnay Holmes there in the slot, and he hasn't been bad this season, but. I mean, once again, you're facing Patrick Mahomes. This is the best quarterback that we're facing up to this point. Your
solution for Rashee Rice is Eric Stokes. Oh man. I mean,
well, let me ask you this: has he been able to practice up to this point? I know he was suspended. Has he been able to?
Yeah. I mean, he's back at practice. Like,
so basically, when did they open the window up?
So basically he was able to come back into the facility. He practiced all training camp and in the preseason. And
no, I'm talking about recently.
He has not practiced yet. He'll practice.
Okay, so the suspension held up as he can't be anywhere near the facilities.
Well, he was able to go back to the facility last week. It was kind of like he could go back to the facility, but he couldn't practice. It's very NFL-y.
So you expect Rice to go out there and play out of his mind without any real practice?
Yes. I think the training camp is enough. I also think he's been working out, and the coaching staff he's definitely not going to be in prime football shape, but I don't think Xavier Worthy was in prime football shape when he came back and tore up the Baltimore Ravens either.
Well, I mean, everybody's tearing up the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
That's not really saying a lot. So
that's true.
That's one of the worst teams in football. Who would have seen that coming? At the beginning of the season, I had Baltimore potentially winning the whole thing, and they look bad. Even with Lamar Jackson, they look.
Yeah, they're dog shit. They're not good.
Yeah. Salute to my guy, Raider D, man. Appreciate you. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, quick little preview right there. Raiders, Chiefs this Sunday. I'm telling you right now, man. Darcy, I told you on the phone, bro, if we find a way to win this game, all I'm going to do for the rest of the season on these shows is just laugh. I'm going to be here laughing.
And you should.
I'm telling you, when you have Stone Forsythe as your starting left tackle, if you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that represented the AFC in the Super Bowl last year, with Stone Forsythe at left tackle, that's an issue. That's an issue. So I'm telling you now, you do not want to see this face if we find a way to beat you guys on Sunday. And the good thing is there's no expectations on me. If we lose, we were supposed to. If we get killed, we were supposed to.
You're KU playing Texas Tech, man. You got nothing to lose. you're literally just you're here for the ride. But can we talk some shit on the Broncos? I'm ready to go.
I'm pissed that Ben couldn't make it, but once again, understandable. We know he hit the group chat and said, questionable, you guys. I'm questionable tonight.
Downgraded to out.
Yeah, definitely downgraded to out at this point. But the defense performed very well. They kept Justin Fields to 45 yards, 9 for 17. Once again, he's not a really good passing quarterback anyways, but sacked 9 times, Darcy. He had a QBR of 9.0. They ran for 92 yards on the ground. Breece Hall, 22 carries for 59 yards. He averaged 2.7 a clip. So they could not get that offense going, but for some strange reason, the Jets were in it until the end. The defense showed up, but once again, this Denver offense is just leaving a lot to be desired. Bo Nix, I know a lot of people didn't agree with me and Darcy saying the sophomore slump, and we understand that they're 4-2 and that their record kind of says that they're better than what they truly are. The defense is phenomenal. But the offense, Bo Nix threw 30 times, 19 completions. He only averaged 5.8 a clip again. So what does that mean, Darcy? Dinking and dunking out there, right? Stinking and dunking away. 1 touchdown, 0 picks. He was only sacked once, but he had a QBR of 37.2. They could not run the football on this Jets team. 78 yards on the ground. J.K. Dobbins led with 40 yards on 14 carries. And receiver-wise, the GOAT, Evan Ingram, 5 receptions.
I was just about to look it up. I got to find it.
42 yards, the GOAT. You know what I mean? So what is going on with this Denver offense? Because Sean Payton is known as to be this offensive guy. And everybody was saying that Bo Nix, more or less Ben, was saying that he is going to be this stud. But offensively, they struggled mightily. Now, when you look at that defense, man, Nick Bonito, these guys, everybody looked like they were in on Justin Fields. 9 sacks, bro. What's your thought process? 13-11, Broncos beat the Jets in London.
I've said it all off season. I said it during the season, and I'll say it again. Bo Chapman Nix is entering the sophomore slump. Put it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Bo Nix is having a worse sophomore slump than CJ Stroud by far. This is a guy that we were told was the reincarnation of Jesus. He was going to be the savior in Denver. He's not saving them from shit. They're not going to win the division. They're probably going to finish 3rd in the division. I am so down on the Denver Broncos, and I hope Ben is watching this, because guess what? I listened to that hopium. I listened to the nonsense that was spewed about this football team that offensively is worse than the Chiefs' offense was last year, and I thought that offense was bad. Bo Nix has not been good this season. It's one of the reasons that they've struggled offensively. You better thank the defensive gods that your defense has been so good this season, because if they weren't, you might have a losing record. And guess what? I think as we get closer towards November, December, January, you need great quarterback play. You've not seen one great performance from Bo Nix, and that's going to bite you in the ass. And I think this is great. I mean, Ben said earlier on this offseason, what has Sean Payton ever lied about? Sean Payton thought that this team was good enough to win a Super Bowl. This team's not good enough. This team's not good enough to make a conference championship game. Evan Ingram might be, actually, no, not might be. He is the worst tight end in the division. He's not even a top 15 tight. Darren Waller came from rapping off the street to being better than Evan Ingram. Like, facts. They should have just signed Waller. I genuinely think that Sean Payton has been so wrong, and you're going to see Ben, Ben will post something and saying, Denver Broncos just got great news. The great news is that you're still afloat. You still got to play us twice, buddy. It's going to get bad. It's going to get bad really quickly.
And I'm going to say this. Honestly, Denver only escaped with a victory because of Aaron Glenn. Like, he called a really bad football.
He's mentally silly. I mean, going back to the quote earlier, he's
I mean,
mentally silly.
look at that he allowed the half. They ran the clock down. They were wondering what they were. I think at the 50-yard line, 48-yard line, somewhere along those lines. They allowed the clock to just run out because the offense wasn't doing anything. I guess they were just trying to play it safe. They fourth down. They put the ball in Justin Fields' hands when they could have kicked a field goal there. I was very, very confused by the way Aaron Glenn called that game. And it sucks because that defense performed really well for the Jets and their coach failed them. But they didn't really show me anything. Once again, I can't really top what Darcy just said because everything he just said was.
I can keep going if you need me to. I mean, I hate the Broncos, man. I hate them so bad.
I feel you, bro, and I'm right there with you. But this is not a team right now that's playing outside of the defense. The defense played out of their mind. But once again, you're facing a lowly Jets offense that has not been able to go out there. They haven't won one game yet. And once again, you did state it's difficult to go out to London and play those type of games, right? So, I'll give them
even more difficult when Bo Nix is your starting quarterback. Yes.
You know what's funny, bro?
Payton is your head coach.
As a Raider fan right now, I would kill to have a Bo Nix at the quarterback position.
Maybe that's the issue. You'd kill to be mid because that's what the Broncos are. The Broncos are going to be a team that will probably sneak into the playoffs considering the AFC is so wide open. Really but bad. Yeah, I'll tell you what, whatever team plays them in the first round is going to be licking their chops to abuse that second-year quarterback that has been bad.
All the teams in front of them right now, Pittsburgh, I think they're 4-1. That defense would be salivating to get to Bo Nix. I mean, the Colts.
What's Dre Greenlaw up to?
He's just getting a free check, man. Chilling. Yeah. Just like we predicted when they picked him up during the offseason. Like we were just like, oh, Greenlaw, but he's gonna get that nice check and he'll kick it at home somewhere. So but look, ugly win. A win is a win. Once again,
yes.
I'm not gonna say, got to give Denver the credit. They're number one in our division right now. I understand why you're talking your shit because you're looking at them like we're gonna catch you here in a minute. I know you're thinking that because what did you say in the text message? You said Super Bowl, fellas. Super Bowl. You're right back on that. I think you're jumping.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
You're jumping the gun here.
Do you think the Broncos are going to win the West?
I don't.
Who do you think is going to win the West?
Let me say this.
Okay. Say it. We got him, Chad. We got him.
Let me say this. Okay.
He knows.
There's some moving pieces to this, okay? If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But I'm going to say this. If the Chargers had Joe Alt, if they have their left tackle or their right tackle right now, it'd look a lot different. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. If they had their two running backs, it'd look a lot different. Amarion Hampton on the IR, Najee Harris out for this season. That's a tough situation for the Chargers, right? I wanted to say they would probably do it because I love I love Jim Harbaugh. I hate the Chargers, but I love Jim Harbaugh. I think he's a phenomenal coach, and I think that they have one of the greatest young defensive-minded DCs and Jesse Minter out there with the Chargers. So I love what he does as well. If later on down the line, I would love to have him be the head coach of my Las Vegas Raiders.
That's so cute. Who do you think is going to win the division?
The Raiders, man. What you mean, bro?
Oh, yeah. And it starts this weekend when they lose.
Let me say this. I'll say this. If that Denver defense can continue to stay healthy, okay? If they can stay healthy, and Denver's offense can be a notch better than what they've been, I still believe that they can win the division. Okay. Look, let me say this.
So gun to your head.
Chiefs. I mean, bro.
You got to make it real at some point.
I mean, bro, the thing is, you have Patrick Mahomes, a guy that's been there and done that and won 3 championships. So, you have to look at that and you have to say Denver's offense is slumping. Their defense still looks really good. The Chargers have so many injuries. You guys are going up this way. We're oh, Titans. We're celebrating the Titans win. That's how you know how down bad we are. So, but once again, you guys are getting hot at the right time. But once again, I need to see more. And injuries do happen. Darcy, you know this. God forbid.
Yeah, they happened last year. They could happen again. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I do want, and again, they haven't won it yet. I've been on. The Chiefs were 0-2 when I still thought they were going to win the division. I'm on record saying that.
I'll say that if Geno Smith has 5 more picks the entire season, we'll be right there in the thick of things. but that's a very tall ask for Geno Smith to not go out there and probably eclipse 20 picks this season. He's already 10 going into week 7. So that's a tough pill to swallow right there when your quarterback is just giving defenses.
Last thing, and then we'll get out of here. What do you think the percentage chance that we see Gardner Minshew on Sunday, and it's not because someone gets hurt, it's because we decided to rest Patrick Mahomes?
I will probably block you at that point.
I'm blocked.
Yes, yeah, I mean, I'll say this.
Man, you are doing some stretching.
We don't see Gardner Minshew.
Oh my God.
Big pause. Yeah, you're disgusting. I think we need to leave on that note. But no, I don't think we see him. I don't. I think
percentage chance though.
I think that you'll be up by 3 late. You put up a touchdown, you're up by 10, and I think that Mahomes finishes up the game.
Okay.
I
think they could be winning by 3 touchdowns, and he'd probably still stay in. You got to get that MVP somehow. You got to stat pad against the Raiders, man. Listen.
Who's your MVP right now? Is it Baker Mayfield?
I think it's between Baker and Pat.
Okay.
I heard someone throw Sam Darnold in that mix. I'm like, that guy doesn't belong there at all.
There's a lot of intangibles going on in Seattle. Why they are the way that he's playing good, but they have a great defense. And yeah, there's no way Sam Darnold's in that. I think Baker Mayfield right now would be the guy.
It's Baker and Mahomes. It's those two.
Yeah. Mikey says Stafford as well. I don't think so. I don't think Matthew Stafford. I wouldn't have him on that list. Okay. Dak is playing out of his mind though, Bailey. That Dallas actually, I think they have the number 1 offense in football. They just have the worst defense by a long stretch. Uberflex sucks. Like that defense is terrible in Dallas. But yeah, the thing is you can't put Dak in that mix because of the win-loss ratio. Like Baker is playing out of his mind. Tampa Bay's winning football games. Also
week 6.
Yeah.
Week 7. Like
here's a dark horse. Why not? Just throw Jonathan Taylor in the mix.
Oh, he's not winning it. It's a quarterback award.
I know it is, but I just want to throw him into it's a dark.
No, he's been fantastic. But
he's been great. He's the number 1 running back in football right now. He's definitely one of the reasons why Daniel Jones is so successful out there right now. So, but I think that Baker, to me, is leading right now. Dak is definitely doing really good, but I'm going to give Baker the MVP just right now. But we'll see. Any final thoughts on this game, brother?
Man, I feel like I've said everything that needs to be said. And listen, win or lose, I will do a post-game show. I mean, you might not want a post-game show after a win, but if we lose, which is possible, albeit a very small chance, I will be here. I will face the music.
Thank the Lord, I'm gonna be in the air flying as the game ends. So
Gino might hit you with one of those fucking footballs. You might go down.
The sad thing is I'm flying into Vegas to have an 8-hour layover, so I could probably get hit by one of the final thing. What happened with all those TikTok moves with Juju, bro? Like, how did he not dodge that Brian Branch smoke? What happened? Yeah, bro. Dude, he should have did one of them just goofy ass TikTok gigs and just
Can we talk about how big of a loser that move was? Like that was a loser move. Like you lose. Mahomes reaches his hand out to shake your hand. Yeah. Just blows by him. Mahomes is like, all right, fuck off, kid.
Juju was talking big shit. He was behind him talking big shit.
But here's the thing, Graphk. Talk is cheap. It's the fists that end up getting you in trouble. And guess what? He got suspended. So for all the Lions fans that are upset, you should be even more upset that your player couldn't keep his temper, keep his, cool. He's going to hurt you next week by not being out there because you guys have enough injuries as is. Yeah. Throw a suspension on top of that.
Yeah.
Rent free. That's all I'll say. Rent free.
As a Raiders fan, I enjoyed watching Juju get bitched out. I just have to say that. So
did he though? Like he got hit, but who at the end of the day won that situation?
Brian Branch.
Okay. Yeah, I think the 1-game suspension, I would rather my player not be suspended.
Oh, no, bro, those memes are forever. He missed 1 game. Those memes are forever. Bloody nose, hiding his face when he was running into the tunnel.
We have seen him dance on midfield pregame. It doesn't, okay?
And Brian Branch danced all over that man's face.
Yeah, and they danced all over his team.
This is facts. This is facts.
So I mean, you can take the personal fights. I'll take the wins. I don't care.
A little bad juju for Juju, but we'll see what happens this weekend as our Raiders face your Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Just for these backhanded comments, we're gonna win by 3. No, probably just 2 touchdowns.
Are you at the game?
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'll probably I go out there. Did you guys see those Sunday Night Football, the giant arrowheads?
Nuh-uh.
I'll send them to you. So new player intros, like we push these like giant arrowheads onto the field. I'm part of the pyro team, so I was one of the guys that helped do that. They look sick. They're a bitch to move, so I'll be out there, but I'll probably end up leaving after my job gets done, head home and watch the game. I'd rather watch it at home and be able to rewind and see stuff from a different view.
Crazy that you guys are not going to be able to use any of that pyro on Sunday. That's wild.
Well, I actually think we'll run out of fireworks. It happens. It's actually happened before. I think it'll probably happen again.
Salute to my guy. And I want to say this one more time. I was supposed to be out there this weekend to go hang out with little bro, do a live interview.
It worked out because the Major League Baseball playoffs has fucked my radio show because I have a night slot. And so, they air programming. And since the playoffs are going on, I didn't even get a show this week anyway. So it actually worked out.
Well, you know what? We can target the end of the season if you like. I know it's going to be at Allegiant Stadium, but we can figure something out. Once again, you're 6 hours away. So I hated that you were also at the Dallas
We
airport.
almost had a meetup at the Dallas airport, ladies and gentlemen.
And you were one terminal over. I was waiting. I seen you writing the text. I said, if he is in Terminal E right now, it's a wrap. And you said, yeah. I said, God, bro, that's like a whole nother 30, 45 minutes.
The Dallas airport, you got to get on a fucking tram and go across the air.
Yeah, facts. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, once again, salute to our brother Ben. I know we couldn't make it, but we will have him on next week to talk everything AFC West. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, you guys, make sure you guys get those likes up. Make sure you're also subscribed to my guy, man. If you are not subscribed to KC Sports Report, make sure to do that on YouTube. Go support my guy. I know he's not one of our own, but he's one of our own. Go over there, talk shit, flood his comment section, let him know, throw those flags up, and let him know what time it is. It is Raider Chiefs week. And also, I'll be tomorrow. I'll be covering the Raiders Chiefs tomorrow with your guy. My God, what do you got? Like 300 subscribers?
Oh, how about those Chiefs, Cole?
How about the Chiefs? Yeah. So we'll be doing a preview tomorrow. Salute to my guy. Sometime tomorrow afternoon. So expect some content dropping tomorrow before I get on this flight heading out to Las Vegas tomorrow. Anything on the way, bro?
No, I'm excited for this week.
Man, the Wi-Fi came like clutch right in time, bro.
I'll tell you what, God did. That was God.
God did.
He knew. He knew.
Yeah, man. But other than that, as always, we appreciate you guys so much. We will see you next week for the next episode of the AFC West Roundup Show. Salute to you guys. Have a blessed night. We are out.
Bo Nix sucks.